Hey everybody! We tried to recreate the legendary 1960s singer-songwriter acoustic guitar sound, as heard on various albums. For example, the classic The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. Let's take a look how we did it. For this bit, we were aiming for that classic 60s kind of Bob Dylan style singer-songwriter sound. When we think about these sounds, we usually always have a singer that's being recorded, doing the vocal and the acoustic guitar in one take. So when you do this kind of recording, you have to think about the fact that they were playing and singing in the exact same moment in the same room. So obviously in such a recording situation, the guitar playing will bleed into the vocal mic and vice versa, which will shape the sound of the guitar in a way that you will probably not get with just one mic. So we put up a second one as kind of a fake vocal mic, in a spot that you would probably choose if you were to record a singer. We picked a RB500 ribbon mic, as ribbon mics of this style were often used for this application back in the day. The acoustic guitar was mic'd super conventionally, roughly about a meter away from the instrument, roundabout aiming at the 12th fret. Here we went with a SCT-2000 large diaphragm condenser mic that was running through a Coil Audio CA72 pre, which is like an homage to the classic American two-stage preamp design that you would see in like an old RCA unit from the 50s. We first tried to put the RB500 through one of those as well, but it didn't deliver enough gain to power up the ribbon mic, so we went with an AEA RBQ pre, which is a special design, like made for ribbons, with a lot of gain and some super convenient high shelf and low cut filters. Both mics went through these Motor City Motown style EQs for a bit of fiddling with the mid-range. We then put both signals on the console and added a bit of spring reverb from the chorus echo to the signal from our fake vocal mic, as you would do in a mix. These signals then were summed together, put through a Pultec EQ-P1 and hit a Fairchild style compressor. The Pultec was there to control the lows and highs of the sump mix, and the Fairchild was just working super gently, taking away some big dynamic peaks, smoothing out the performance a bit, so you don't distort the tape too heavily, because back in the day, you then would just have hit a tape machine and the recording would be pretty much done. But as we didn't record to tape in this situation, we went straight into Pro Tools from there. And what you're hearing right now is exactly what we recorded. Zero in the box post-processing involved here. So, let us know what you think and if you have any ideas on how we could have gotten any closer to the real deal.